Kideaters vs. Zoo BoyZ, Chapter 7, Part B. They hovered above the helipad while the aircraft's pilot called to the main land before landing on the island.
Southport Private Airstrip, please confirm permission to land at...
The boys listened as GPS coordinates were routed off. The pilot's squawk was monotone, routine, and all business.
Okay, Dr. Nose and How, GPS reads.
Coordinates were spit out again, even faster this time.
We are ready to land, waiting for your approval. Over.
Then they heard a beep, letting those suspended in the air above the island know that their communication to the traffic controller was temporarily turned off. The beep was followed by the co-pilot inserting his own derogatory description, an adjective he always used behind the head traffic controller's back.
Dr. Fetkausenberg, brain.
The pilot chastised him.
We all know it's true, but watch yourself. Stay in check, ladies. We are almost done.
Jane, Major Hightower, hated when men called other men ladies. The pilot swatted the co-pilot's hand, then switched the toggle back as the response from the control tower came in.
Yes, Hawk Flight 90125, you're confirmed to land. Keep radio channel communications open and clear in the event that conflict or obstruction prevail.
Even the kids knew this really meant, let us know if you end up under attack. Jeremy noticed the man in the back prepped a machine gun mounted in the rear. Dave was secretly hoping they'd have to battle some creature opposing them landing. John's intellect mind told him monsters on this island wouldn't fight them. At this point in time, he knew these beasts wanted visitors. It was like a full buffet coming down out of the sky to feed on. John looked at the side door. He wondered if they were going to land or have to propel down on lines and ropes, long cords. Jeremy was looking also. He searched for their pet they left behind, Quasi, the half-dog, half-Komodo dragon. There was no sign of life, no sign of movement, other than the sound of the flight vessel. They heard nothing. Major Hightower was convinced this right now would be the time for the threatening creatures on the island to attack in an attempt to defend their home. She was wrong. The worst was yet to come. The pilot answer came back quickly.
Affirmative.
GPS coordinates were rattled off yet again for what seemed like the 12th time.
We are free to land.
The pilot flipped the switch once again, privatizing their communications, cutting them off from the tower. In spite of the directive, the pilot addressed his crew.
Let's drop this shite crew and get the hell out of here, kids.
Dave hated when men called other men kids. They felt the hovering, bulky, and dual-propeller machine dropping. The descent was slow and jerky.
Hang on,
the co-pilot commanded when he addressed the soldiers in the very back.
Gunner alert, do you see any hostiles?
The report came back immediately.
Negative, we are all clear.
The boys' stomachs began to rise acid up as the flying vehicle came down. The thoroughly trained military men had only seen some of the life on Zoo Island, and that was enough for them to be nervous as well as thankful that they were going to be able to leave in a few minutes. At least they hoped they would be able to leave. There was no guarantee. They knew that at any moment they could possibly be portrayed as bait, prey in the God-forsaken predator mongers' living there. As soon as the skids barely hit the ground, Major Hightower released her seatbelt harness and jumped out, immediately taking a defensive stance, scanning the terrain for danger. She held 2 fully automatic, fully loaded rifles, 1 in each hand. The safeties were off, and she was ready to kill something that moved. The remaining crew released the boys' seat restraints and tossed the boys and their gear out. The boys felt like what it was like to be treated like luggage, but the reality was far worse. The men didn't value them as much as they valued their own lives and their own equipment. These kids and female mascot didn't mean a thing to them. The co-pilot confirmed as he shouted 4 harsh words.
Take that trash!
The boys tumbled out, thrown by the flight crew. Dave wanted to get to his feet first so he could turn back and fight the men that tossed him. It was too late. Quicker than they landed, the helicopter carried the men off and away, leaving Hightower and the boys there to fend for themselves. On to Chapter 8.